flower friends, this is Carrie Moore at Jenny's Floral, soon to be Petals and Pages in Custer, South Dakota. If you're watching this video, it's because you've taken a kit for GALentines Day. Or maybe you've stumbled across this video and you're wondering, what's going on? GALentines Day is a trendy new offshoot of Valentine's Day, geared towards girlfriends or friends getting together. I've had a lot of requests to do classes for GALentines Day, but unfortunately with Valentine's Day the next day, that's just not possible. So I thought having a kit and a video for you to take home to do with your friends would be a great way to celebrate. In this video, you're going to learn about the stunning flowers to make your own arrangement. You're going to learn about care tips, and of course, making it. So I hope you have a great time with your friends, maybe with a glass of wine, and enjoy the process. Before we begin, I do want to give a shout out to my wholesaler, North American Wholesale in Sioux Falls, for their beautiful products and great care they give me. You're going to turn the items in your kit into a lovely bouquet of your own creation. Everything in your kit you're going to pick, as you already know. I'm going to go over what's in my kit. First of all, you're going to receive a vase and some food packets. I've already added in the packets and the water, but per the instructions of the packets, you're going to empty 2 into your container and add water, and it'll dissolve as it releases. You're also going to receive a ribbon of your choice and a piece of wire, and then the best part, of course, the foliage and flowers and goodies. I've selected these cushion mums, purple color. I've got burgundy purple snapdragons. I've got a lovely purple Genestra. This is actually referred to a couple ways in our industry. It's also referred to as Genesta or Scotch broom, but for locally, we say Genestra. I've got a couple beautiful blueberry variety roses. They're a lovely shade of purple, kind of when you crush a blueberry, that purpley color. I went with Parv eucalyptus and sea holly eryngium as my accent. There are a few supplies you're going to need at your home as you're putting this together. The first being some kind of garden shears or cutting utensils. Personally, I use flower shears. The blades on this are designed to specifically cut flowers, or a paring knife from your kitchen drawer. One thing you don't want to use is regular kitchen scissors, paper scissors, definitely not fabric scissors. When using regular scissors, the blades actually constrict and compress flower stems, which would compress your vessels of the flower, prohibiting them from taking up water and staying hydrated, and we definitely don't want that. Now it's time for arranging our flowers. Before we get started, there are a couple things I want us to be mindful of. The first is making sure our stems are long enough to the vase so they reach the bottom. That way we know they're constantly taking up water and staying hydrated. That's also one of the things I love about using clear vases, is that you can keep an eye on your water level. But there'll be more care on that after we make our beautiful arrangement. The second thing I want us to worry and be mindful about is the foliage on the stems. Wherever we trim our flowers, any of that foliage that's going to be in the water, we're going to want to remove so it doesn't create a likelihood of harboring bacteria in our arrangement. So a good tip with that I have, kind of placing where you want your flowers and then locating at the bottom where it's going to end up and trim it based on that. So we're going to use our mums or daisies first. Again, removing anything that might fall below that water line. These little buds will eventually open up, so feel free to use them. And just placing it into our vase. You have 3 daisies, 3 mums. Again, these purple mums are gorgeous. And we're just gonna arrange them how we want them. One thing I like about using mums is kind of structuring my bouquet with them and if you notice, it almost makes a grid down below. That's going to help stabilize a lot of these other flowers as well. Up next, we're going to do our line flower. For me, that's snapdragons. For you, it could also be another type of snapdragon, veronica, or larkspur. The idea with our line flower is almost as it seems. When you insert it into your arrangement, it's going to draw your eye to it first and then bring it down where you want your focal point of your arrangement. For me, eventually, my focal point is going to be right here. So to get the person I want to see it, I'm just going to place where I want mine, give it a trim, and again, all of this is going to be in water, so let's remove that. I'm pretty lucky here at the shop. I just throw things on the ground and sweep it up later. I highly recommend. Again, you can kind of use that grid system that you've created with your mums to support these line flowers. And I'm going to group mine together. But you can certainly put yours wherever you feel they should be. Come on, friend. And definitely, if you think it's still too tall, you can definitely take it out of the water, give it another trim, and try again. There is nothing wrong with that. There we are. We may adjust later as it gets a little fuller. I'm going to go ahead and start with some of our accent flower. This eryngium, or sea holly as it's also called. I can actually clip this into 2 pieces. There's enough of a stem. And it's just gonna accessorize our arrangement. And there's another piece. Again, I think I'm gonna trim this into 2 extra pieces. So with 3 flower items in, it's already looking quite lovely. Next up, we're also going to do our second accent flower, Genestra. What I love about Genestra, in addition to the smell, is how full and whimsical it is. So with your piece of Genestra, I'm going to locate a great breaking point that I can clip 2 separate pieces. And these are definitely going to be in the water, so let's remove them. And you can save them for a little bud vase later too. Very fun. And then now that we've created our line flowers to draw our eye to the focal point, we're going to use these roses for the focal point. Again, removing any foliage. I do like to leave as much of the leaves up on top as I can. I am going to take off some of these outer petals. These are called guard petals, and they actually protect the rose during transportation and unpacking. Sometimes they can be a little scuffed, and we don't like that, so we'll just take them off. And again, like I did with the snapdragons, I'm actually going to cluster these, group them together at the bottom. Looking lovely. And our last item we're going to add is our foliage. Again, I'm using parv eucalyptus. You might have chosen silver dollar or seeded. I love using eucalyptus because it gives a little bit of daintiness overall to the arrangement. Also, it brings in a really great sage green color. And I'm just trimming some of these offshoots off. Some pieces might be one large stem, and just like we did with our accent flower, just kind of find a breaking point that you can cut and create multiple pieces from. You should get about 3 to 4 pieces per each stem. Just removing some of those leaves again. Don't forget to put some in the back as well. There we go. I went with a lot of purple in my arrangement. I wanted to make a monochromatic look, which means a lot of the shades and tones of a single color are represented in this arrangement. But certainly I love using different colors together just to create something really colorful and vibrant. Before we add our ribbon, this is a point of the arrangement. I like to just kind of turn it around and just look and see if there's any holes, if there's any foliage in the vase, which I see a little leaf floating. Get them out of there. This is a good time to kind of adjust if you see any of that. With the ribbon that you've chose, you can add it onto your arrangement one of 2 ways. One is just taking it around the base of your vase and tying it like so. But I'm actually going to make just a little tuft. And for a tuft, I just take my 2 ends together, kind of pinch it to a point, and with your piece of wire, just wrap it around that point, kind of like a bread tie. And there you go, our little Valentine's Day bow. And I'm just adding it right to the focal point area, like so. Now that you've created a stunning arrangement, I have a few care tips that I'll hope you'll take to heart, pun intended, to make sure your bouquet lasts for weeks to come. I make myself laugh sometimes, what can I say? So again, I mentioned about using clear vases. I like to use clear vases because you can always see where the water level is at. Because we've given these flowers a fresh cut, they might drink up quite a bit in the next 12 to 18 hours. You want to be sure to add water to it, again, so all of our stems are continuously staying hydrated. In a few days, your water might turn a little color, look a little slimy or gross. In your kit, you've gotten some extra flower food packets. You'll definitely want to change out your water completely, add in your flower food packets, and this will extend their life a few more days. Some of the flowers in your arrangements have different vase life than the others. For example, roses can last about 10 to 12 days. Daisies and mums can last about 2 or 3 weeks. One good tip I have for you is as your flowers expire, such as the roses, to take them fully out of your arrangement. That'll give your other flowers a longer chance of living in your vase. Another thing is where you place your vase in your home. Of course, I highly recommend having flowers in every room, but maybe, example, you'll put this on your dining room table. If it's near a window, you want to be mindful about keeping it out of direct sunlight. Intense sun can actually shorten the life of your flowers. You'll also want to keep it out of drafts, either hot or cold, as the temperature change can decrease their life. And above everything else, remember to stop and smell the roses and enjoy your flowers. Thank you again so much for taking your GALentines Day Kit from our shop. I hope you've enjoyed this video and spending time with your friends. I also hope that you'll take this idea and use it for future holidays. Whether it's the color or the type of flowers you use, this can easily be used for other holidays, such as St. Patrick's Day, Easter, 4th of July, whatever it may be. We're more than happy to send you home with more flowers so you can spend time with your friends and create beautiful arrangements. I'd once again like to thank my wholesaler, North American Wholesale. As you can see in your kit and with the beautiful arrangement that you've made, they have some beautiful product, and I'm very fortunate and happy to receive it and share it with all of you. Thanks again for watching this video and for all your support at Jenny's Floral. I can't wait to see you at our new location at Petals and Pages soon.